Hello and welcome to Scratch Chat. I'm Tom.
And I'm Sandeep, and there's lots of things planned for this afternoon's episode, including a first look at this year's BCU Racing team. But first, Scratch Media Week was a huge success for all Scratch Media, including Scratch TV, who did our first ever live shows.
Here's some of our favourite highlights of the week.
You're listening to Scratch, Scratch, Scratch.
Hello and welcome to Scratch Chat.
Hello and welcome to this special edition of Scratch Chat.
Hello and welcome to Scratch Chat.
Hello and welcome to Scratch Chat.
Hello and welcome to Scratch Chat.
Ariana Grande is a Microsoft Word font.
Ariana Grande definitely does sound like a Microsoft
Yeah,
Word
it really
font.
does, I agree.
Now we have ArtsNet here for a quick chat about their society.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good. So tell us a bit about ArtsNet. When did it begin and what do you guys do on a daily basis?
Oh, well, ArtsNet is sort of split into two sections. One section is for networking and the other section is society. The networking is basically for anyone who's into anything creative. It allows people to collaborate and get the support and actually just meet others so they can get projects and actually find the people. And as a society, we actually want to give the members support and basically get projects going and give them the ability to do things rather than just think about it. Where it started was we had the initial idea around September.
It was in, yes,
probably before uni.
end of August actually.
Yeah.
We started talking on Facebook before we started.
Yeah,
We thought we were just wondering if there was anything like this at the uni already, and we figured out there wasn't. So we thought we'd start it up because we thought it was it's something that was needed really. Because when you're in the arts, you need networking. It's like the most important thing.
So how many members have you got so far?
Well, on Facebook we have almost 200.
That's great.
But the people who turn up to our actual meetings, there's only about 10 of us.
So not tell them that. No, I'm joking. That's fine. It's
So how do you join and what are obviously the benefits to join if you're a student at BCU?
So you can join on the SU website, or just come and find one of us three kind of loitering around the uni.
Thanks for that.
Well, you're welcome. It's you that loiters. Yeah, and then kind of just get yourself involved. I mean, it's basically we just want kind of as many of the different creative subjects to kind of get involved together, because there's a lot of people who are good at one thing but maybe not particularly skilled at one other thing, but a particular project might need lots of different input, so it's kind of just a way to get everybody involved in that.
Also, we only started officially 3 weeks ago.
3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yes,
pretty new.
so we do have a lot of things planned. Like we have a couple of videos, a couple of projects that we can go through, and also we sort of want to collaborate with Scratch TV a lot and basically produce things where you could show.
Yeah. So you cover a lot of areas in media and photography, so is it hard to keep up with all of them?
As we're initially starting, we're sort of like saying the kind of foundations so we can help every student. Right now we're planning to just get more members, more people on the leadership team to help us be able to cover and support every single person in our society.
The problem is kind of at the minute that we're all filmmakers really, and we really want to kind of get different
Trying to
people
expand it
involved.
to other parts of the like the artistic.
So is it first come first served for collaborations that do come up, or do you have to like decide like a process to see who's best for what sort of thing that you're going to do?
I think it's a bit of both. To be
It depends on the project,
Yeah.
I suppose. Like, but we haven't got any big projects at the moment. Like, we're trying to start work on one, which is pretty much everyone's allowed to be part of it. So.
Yeah, so everyone sort of gets at least some area.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming in today, guys.
Thanks for having
Up
us.
next is Danny with BCU Racing Team, but first, she and the guys from Engineers Without Borders Society collaborated back in November and did their own version of Top Gear. The full version is available on our YouTube channel, Scratch TV BCU.
But first, here's a sneak peek.
Tonight, Gillian talks on the phone, I read a newspaper, and Martin sets off on a bike.
So I'm here with the guys from BCU Racing team. Do you want to just give us a brief idea of what the society is about?
Yeah, basically we have to design, build and manufacture a race car every year. And this gets tested at Silverstone. Yeah, we build everything from scratch. We choose how to make the car, what the layout is. We decide the engine. We design every part that's on the car. We run the car, we go test it, we take it to the competition. So it's a very big engineering project.
Yeah, literally from the beginning to the end. I was going to say, how did you guys actually get involved and like start up the racing team?
The main part of the racing team is made of students who study motorsport technology. So most of the students are studying that, and that's where we get most of our team from. We do have other people helping us with the business side and the marketing and stuff like that. But yeah, there's a pretty good chance to run in of any of the students who are involved. If you come down to the basement any given day of the week, we'll probably be there working.
Just always you secretly live in the basement's what you're trying
to say.
Yes. Obviously you've said sort of anyone could come have a little look. Do you offer training for those who might not have the same engineer know-how?
Yeah, I mean, it depends what role you want to take. At the moment, we I think are looking for a photographer for some of our for our testing.
That's cool.
So there is a general sense of learning, because you have to learn the software. So we're capable of doing it. We can teach others to do that.
That's good. So you don't need to be an engineer, basically. Obviously, there's quite a big car next to me. They've probably noticed. You are actually racing it at Silverstone later this year, taking part in Formula Student, I believe it's called. Could you just tell us a bit about that?
Yes, this car is the car that was built last year by the university. But Formula Student is a big competition that has over 100 teams participate in the UK, which are all different universities. So it's and it's a part of a bigger worldwide event where there's probably around 500 universities worldwide participating to the same rules, doing the same competition. And there's one race at Silverstone every year. This year it's in the middle of July, the 16th to the 17th, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we take the car there, and of course a lot of testing goes before actually coming to the event. Yeah, there's also static events, so you'll do business presentation, cost report, so every nut and bolt that's on the car has to get accounted for. So it's a long process.
Yeah, quite extensive. Well, obviously this is really quite impressive. But what would you say maybe is the most successful thing that the racing team have actually achieved so far?
Oh, the position last year was the best team ever had. The thing is, the success can not only be judged by what you actually finish what your finishing position at the competition is. The whole idea about the project is that you learn something, and I'm pretty sure that you can learn. There's not any other project that would teach people who want to be in the engineering field anymore, and all the people around us will also get the knowledge about working with engineers and knowing what kind of people we are and stuff like that. So it's more than just a point.
They're always helpful. Well, actually, looking at this, I mean, in my opinion, that's got to take ages. How long do you think it roughly takes you to complete a car? Like, imagine you're building this.
Well, it generally starts, design phase starts in October. And then by the end of December, coming to Christmas, the design gets finalised. And the process we're in now in this year's car is ordering the stuff for the car, building the car. And the car generally gets built early April, mid-May, April, May time. Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to say, to be honest, I'm absolutely flabbergasted at that. It's incredible. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. We've also, you know what? I've got another question. I've forgotten it, but I'm good at this. Honest, I'm professional. Where do you race cars other than Silverstone? Do you have anywhere else you go?
We're going to go this year with this car to Denmark, actually, and race in a competition called Baltic Open, which is also a part of Formula Student, but it's a less official event. It's more that all of the teams from all over Europe meet up and do a sort of fun event where you drive and you can bring several cars and stuff like that. And also we have another part of the team races another car in Britain at all the big circuits across the year. So there's, yeah.
quite a few different races then.
Yes,
Silverstone's
yes.
big, but actually it sounds like you're going across the world a bit.
Yeah, well, at least across Europe.
So who actually gets the joy of racing in these cars? Because
it will generally be the lightest person, as brutal as it sounds. Every kilogram is helpful. But then again, you do have people, some of the people on our course are actually, they have experience as a racing driver, but there'll be a lot of elbows trying to get in there first.
well, Sandeep, you've seen, is tiny, so she probably did really good actually. There's
Yeah.
nothing of her.
Yeah, a student at the university. It doesn't have to be one of the engineering guys, but it can be anyone who's enrolled at the university. So
There you go, Sandeep. Keep a note. Get your practice in, Sandeep. Well, I think that's it. So thank you for coming in, guys. It's been amazing to talk to you and to see this incredible car that you've created. Now, we've actually got BCUSU held a volunteering fair recently in City North Campus, showcasing all the different opportunities there are for students. So we'll have a quick look at that in the next VT.
ECO is a student-led project which focuses on sustainability within a university or business. So we work with Aston Villa allotments. We help. So if you go to Aston Villa and have a fancy meal, there's a possibility that we help to plant or grow those vegetables. We also do upcycling. So everything you see here used to be something else, and now, like this used to be a water bottle, and now it's a bracelet.
We're here representing NIAS. We run an independent visitor service for young people who are looked after by the local authorities, so they're either in care homes or in foster care.
I'm Guggen, I'm here from Action for Children, one of the UK's leading children's charities. We work with children across the country who may be vulnerable, neglected, disabled children and their families across the whole of the country.
Edward's Trust is a charity that supports bereaved families. So we support parents whose child has died, or children whose parents, siblings or close friends have died.
Election fever is high among students across the university now. BCUSU have the future candidates leader debate today at Lounge North at 5, so head down there.
But first, general elections held their own leaders' live debate here at the university, with members of each party from Birmingham and West Midlands representing and debating key issues.
If you don't do politics, politics will do you. The aspirations, concerns and views of all of us as young people aren't generally heard during this election season.
I know a lot more about the local sort of politics that's going on from where I'm actually from, which is Essex, and it differs a lot to what's going on in Birmingham and what their manifestos are here in Birmingham.
It's changed my opinion on some of the parties, but not necessarily on how I vote. I know now that, for example, UKIP politicians are probably more reasonable than how the media would like to portray them.
Particularly, I also found out a lot about the Green Party, which I pretty much hardly ever knew anything about their views. I'll definitely be voting in the general election this year.
Thank you for watching Scratch Chat today with me, Sandy.
And me, Tom. Also, thanks to Danny for appearing on the show today with our guest Artnet and BCU Racing team.
Scratch TV has been around for a year now, so we are going to leave you with a preview of some highlights from the year that will be shown on this May's edition of Scratch Chat. Happy anniversary! Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter to keep updated on all things Scratch TV.